Very beautiful, both inside and out.
In sickness and in health, a husband becomes a caregiver for the love of his life. Alan Rubel is like the 38 million people in the United States who the AARP says provided care for a family member.
Reporter Joe Carroll shows us how Alan turned what his wife saw as a burden into his greatest blessing.
In 1967, Alan Rubel traveled from his home in Barrie to Montreal to visit a cousin. While there, he spotted a dark-haired beauty named Sharon Birch.
She was walking her dog, and I saw her, and I said, I want to meet that lady.
She was 17 and he was 21. Young love that lasted a year. The two went their separate ways. But 3 decades later, the flame flickered again after Sharon became widowed and Alan divorced.
Very beautiful, both inside and out.
They became a couple and life was good, but their lives changed forever in 2005 when she went in for a routine checkup.
She had cancer. It was in her liver. She had 20 tumors that were in her liver, but it wasn't liver cancer.
She had neuroendocrine tumors, a rare and slow-moving cancer.
She was in a hospital a lot, but I don't think there wasn't one person that was next to her that didn't become a friend.
Alan was her caregiver, and at times it would be overwhelming.
Very low. Yeah. And I wanted to find a cure. I wanted to help her.
In fact, she got angry when you did that.
Yeah, she got very angry at me because it was a private thing to her.
11 years of going back and forth to Mass General Hospital every 3 weeks.
This was your idea?
Yeah.
Alan put his thoughts into words for a book he co-wrote called The Greatest Burden, The Greatest Blessing. The collections released this summer include his story along with observations of 43 other caregivers.
They have one thing in common. They step up to the plate and they do what they need to do for the ones they love. Don't get me wrong, Sharon could be a very stubborn woman, but that also saved her life. She had a burning desire to live. I would have done things differently at times, but as a caregiver, I need to remember that this was her disease, not mine. I always tried to be tender and gentle, but there were times I reached a breaking point. Sharon would say something that would be very hurtful to me, but in a time I realized it was the cancer speaking, not Sharon.
What Alan hopes these stories will show other caregivers they are not alone.
Either you're going to be a caregiver, you're going to know a caregiver, but you're going to get involved somehow.
Sharon died over 5 years ago.
It took me a while to adjust being alone.
Alan has started a new chapter in his life with a new relationship, but he'll never forget the blessings he received taking care of Sharon.
As often as Sharon told me that I was her motivation to keep living, it was actually the other way around. She was my motivation.